Hi everybody, I am going to show you how to run batch edit, or one way to run batch edits in Photoshop. So this one, I have all of my files open. So we are not going to import or open any files from a folder. We are just going to run batch edit on the files that we already have open. So what I want to do is, I want to create um, a batch edit that runs two actions. So to do that, you will need to record a new action instead of just running one of them. So what we do here is I will click on this icon that creates a new action. So I'm going to name this workflow 1. And I want to run the dark matte finish on all of these images. So I will click play. Now this is still recording, and it selected this folder layer that I want to take the opacity down just a little bit to lighten up the image. Then I'm going to click on the logo action and put my watermark on the image. So I click on that and hit play, and it puts it to the left of the image. So from there I click stop. Now, what you can do is if all of your images are the same and you want them to be the exact same, you could go ahead and flatten this while it's still recording and keep it open, or choose to save and close. So I'm going to keep this open. So I click stop. So for this, I'm just to show you how it runs on all three of the open images, I'm going to go back to the opened image. So here what we want to do is go to automate, batch. Now here are your options. I recorded that particular action in this set, which is the Serenade Action Sample Pack, and it's under workflow 1. So the source is we're going to use the opened files. You can also choose from a folder import, or use import from Adobe Bridge. So you can also log for errors or stop for errors. Either way, it usually just stops. So the destination folder, I'm going to keep it open, so I want none. You can choose to save and close to the original folder, or you can choose a new folder to save it in. So I will do nothing, but I'm going to keep them open because I do want to move some stuff around. So I will click OK for batch edit. Okay, so as you can see, this particular watermark, I do want to move over to the right. And this also ran the action and adjusted the opacity to the way I wanted it. So if everything looks good, which it does, I'm going to flatten all of my images. Now, you can also create an action to flatten all of your images. I find if you have multiple, running an action is a lot easier. A batch edit, if you're doing the same thing to multiple images, it does save a lot of time. So I flattened all of my images, and I like the way they look. So that is how this is one way you can create or batch edit in Photoshop. There are several other ways. This is one way that you can do and use two actions. Again, when you go to batch edit, you can also just, instead of creating your own action, you can go to batch and choose any action that you want to. For instance, I have a matte collection. If I wanted to run any of these, I could do that as well. You don't have to create your own. So hopefully this helps everybody, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I will put that information below, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and happy editing.